The thing about traffic jams, there are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow. In the beginning, everybody's there, everybody's motivated, everybody's got their plans, but in the last yard of life, ain't nobody but you and your shadow. Traffic jams don't exist that far because everyone else started giving up. You've got 72 hours left in 2025. That's it, 3 days. And I'm watching people treat it like it's nothing, like it's just another weekend, like time isn't slipping through their fingers like sand. You know what kills me? People are already planning their New Year's resolutions, already thinking about January 1st like it's some magic reset button. But you've got 72 hours right now. 72 hours to prove to yourself that you're not all talk, that you're not just another person who waits for permission from a calendar to start living. Here's the hard truth. If you can't show up for the next 72 hours, you're not showing up on January 1st either. You know it. I know it. Stop lying to yourself. I was running by a graveyard one time. I was 300 pounds, just trying to become something different. And I looked out there and I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you in there are so upset with how you lived your life. And I'm running as a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't die like this, bro. Don't end up in there with a story of what could have been. These 72 hours, they're your story. Right now, not next year. Now. You have to have no fear. You have to believe in who you are and what you do and just go get it. Because at the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today? If the answer is yes, and you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better are you going to be? But most of you can't even do it for 3 days. Some of you just don't understand. Some of you have been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work. But there's a lot of you out there who want to be much more than average. You just don't know how to do it every single day. Well, here's your chance. 72 hours. That's your training ground. You get out of high school, you don't know what to do, and then you start playing video games and you're on social media. A day can slip by like that. A day becomes a week, becomes a month, becomes a year, and before you know it, you're 30 and you haven't done anything. That's really common. But you've got 72 hours to break that pattern. 72 hours to show yourself you're different. Don't half-ass it. If you're going to do something, if you've chosen to do something, whatever it is, easy. Hard if you give it your all, and you don't half-ass it. Win, lose, draw, get what you want, don't get what you want, whatever the outcome is, if you don't half-ass it, at least you're not gonna have to wonder, would the outcome have been different? What if I did give it my all? And wondering that is what keeps us up at night. The point is that there's some games you don't get to play unless you're all in. And the thing about being alive is that you're all in whether you like it or not. This is gonna kill you. So you might as well play the most magnificent game you can while you're waiting. Do you have anything better to do? Why not pick the best thing possible? Why not start right now with these 72 hours? The man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. More courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never failed. You're one decision away from changing, literally. One decision away from changing your life. I hope you make that decision tonight with what you do in these next 72 hours. Have some ownership behind your actions and your words. Mean what you say, do what you say. Follow through on something for one time in your life. One time! You will feel a high that you've never felt before. When you follow through, you achieve the confidence and mentality that anything's possible. Start with 72 hours. Just 72 hours of following through. There is a mile wide and an inch deep. It looks like this ocean you're gonna step into and drown. But as soon as you step into it, you realize it was not that deep at all. A lot of times we have anxiety around big decisions, but if you take the step and realize it's not death, you're not gonna drown immediately. There's plenty of other steps you can take from there. Anytime you move from being normal to trying to be exceptional, people aren't going to like it. Those normal people, it makes them feel bad, so they're gonna judge you. And nowadays, it's very easy to be a coward. But you've got 72 hours to be brave. Whether you like it or not, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, a lot of us are at war with ourselves. Within that war, you have several battles. Those battles are basically choices. Life has so many choices. Within those choices, you've got to make right decisions. You've got 72 hours, 216 battles to win. When the alarm goes off in the morning, you don't have to wake up. When you fail, don't blame your mom. Don't blame your dad. Only person you have to blame is yourself. That's the difference between a hero and a coward. There ain't no difference inside. They're both exactly alike, both scared. But it's what the hero does that makes him a hero. What the other guy doesn't do makes him a coward. Take yourself out your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. Success is not a comfortable procedure. Get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Most of us live in a box, and we don't want to go outside that box. Outside that box is all these possibilities, but we shackle our mind. We are prisoners in our own mind. I never thought at 300 pounds I could be a Navy SEAL. That's how I live my life. I now know there is no cap on the human mind. We cap ourselves. When you have fear, that's a good sign. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. The more comfortable you are, the more you're probably not growing. There's consequences to constantly seeking comfort and avoiding hard work. You're never going to feel self-realized. You're never going to feel like you accomplished anything. Use these 72 hours to build that muscle. Stop living your life like you can do it again. You can't. How you gonna knock somebody for actually trying to do something? Since when has it become not cool to try? Two forms of pain. Pain that breaks you and pain that changes you. The pain that destroys you isn't this. It's later in life knowing you could have been more, and all that's left is you in the mirror and tears of a possibility you allowed to die. Own your life. Own these 72 hours. When you're suffering, you give up on the very things you wanted the most, but you can't. You keep going. You hear me? You keep going. Do not quit. Right now, your family is looking for that one person. They're looking for that pillar in hard times. Make sure they look around and find you. If you quit, it's really easy to predict your future. But if you don't quit, if you go for it with no proof, people are going to call you crazy. But you'll have the opportunity to play in the game instead of sitting on the sidelines. And on the other side, you get to see who you're meant to be. There comes a day where being average is just sickening to you. You've seen people with far less talent become something you haven't. There comes a day where push comes to shove. Let today be that day. Let these 72 hours be that moment. If you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always get. The fear is never reaching your potential. Always falling short, always quitting, always procrastinating, and then one day you're old and you look back and go, I could have been great. At some point, everything's gonna go south on you. You can either accept that or you can get to work. You solve one problem, then the next one, then the next. You can't stop. You can't quit. Put one foot in front of another. When that alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m., your mind says, no. You just say, this is what we do. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. You got 72 hours. 72 hours to prove you're not all talk. 72 hours to build momentum that carries you into 2026 like a freight train, instead of crawling in like everyone else. Don't waste them. Don't you dare waste them. Because on January 1st, while everyone else is starting from zero, you'll already be 3 days deep. You'll already have proof. You'll already have momentum. 72 hours. Give me everything you've got. No excuses. No half-assing. No! I'll start tomorrow. Start right now. The clock is ticking. AR 72 hours begin now.